right now. Yeah,
All right. Welcome everybody to Grow's Digital Demo Day. We're here today to celebrate and showcase the teams of the inaugural Singapore Food Bowl, Grow's first accelerator program designed to address a national food challenge and delivered completely virtually. We're excited that you're spending time with us this evening, whether you're tuning in from right here in Singapore or waking up really early in the East Coast to catch our broadcast. We appreciate your presence, even if it's only through the video screen. For those of you new to Grow, we are the first dedicated ag tech and food tech accelerator in Southeast Asia, and backed by AgFunder, one of the most prolific early stage investors in the agri-food-tech sector. With the significant production challenges brought about by climate change and now COVID-19, it's clear that technology will play a material role in transforming not just how we produce our food, but also package it, distribute it, and ultimately consume it. At Grow, we accelerate top technology startups from across the globe, delivering solutions for our food system to create positive impact for both society and our planet. And through the Grow Impact Fund, we invest in our startups through a framework designed around the Sustainable Development Goals to align innovation and purpose. It is my hope that this Digital Demo Day will showcase not just the incredible solutions these teams are building, but also demonstrate the opportunity for startups to create real impact both at home and in communities around the world. On behalf of the team at Grow and all of the startups pitching today, thank you for joining us. And now, to take you through our Digital Demo Day, I'm going to pass the time over to our MCs for the event, Ms. Vandana Dal, our Head of Accelerator Operations, and Mr. Joshua Su, Grow's Head of Innovation and Strategy. Over to you all.
Thanks, John. Hi, I'm Joshua Su.
And I'm Vandana Dal.
As John mentioned, Grow accelerates and prepares agri-food tech, impact-focused founders for global growth. We also strategically connect corporates with the agri-food tech ecosystem to drive commercial and sustainability outcomes. So, would you say our portfolio of accelerated programs are Asia-focused and globally minded? Now, today marks the finale of the Singapore Food Bowl program. Over the past 12 weeks, we have accelerated a curated cohort of startups from the region, each developing novel technologies that have strong potential to advance Singapore's food security agenda.
The startups will be pitching solutions and business models that will add new pages to Singapore's food story, including technologies from urban and advanced farming, alternative protein and plant-based products, food waste and upcycling, supply chain and packaging.
We were conscious of choosing teams that will not only focus on the 30 by 30 goal, but also on enhancing the other 70% of where Singapore gets its food from, including the regional supply chain that Singapore relies heavily on. Despite a virtual delivery, we did not hold back on the intensity of an accelerator. The program was just as chock full of masterclasses, one-on-one coaching sessions, and introductions to corporate and other partners as with any of our other programs.
Our teams were matched with mentors from food and ag industry leaders like Mondelez and Kellogg. Perhaps most importantly, it is culminating today with our first ever Digital Demo Day.
This Digital Demo Day is an opportunity for our teams to pitch their businesses to you and demonstrate how far they've progressed in the past 12 weeks. It is also a chance for you in the audience, as an investor, a corporate, government, or even an entrepreneur yourself, to have a first look at these incredible teams and their game-changing solutions.
As you might have noticed, this is no traditional demo day. Today's digital format is designed to make things as smooth as possible for you, our viewers.
As such, we've requested our teams to streamline their pitches into a snappy 3-minute video. As each team pitches, there will be a QR code somewhere on the corner of the screen, at the bottom. If at any point in time a team catches your interest, you can scan the code and it will take you to the info page where you will find more information on the founders, the company, the website, and most importantly, the link to get in touch with them.
Now, before we get started on the pitches, we'd like to give a quick word of thanks to everyone who helped make this program possible. Firstly, to Dole for coming on board as lead sponsor of the Singapore Food Bowl and partnering with us in this vision of driving impactful change in the regional agri-food tech system. We'll be hearing more from Dole a little later.
And of course, Enterprise Singapore as the lead agency for startup innovation. ESG has been integral in helping realize extraordinary growth in the agri-food tech sector over the past 18 months, with plenty more to look forward in the years ahead. We also have to thank our fantastic program partners who, among other things, have delivered valuable market insights to the teams and provided connections to the local agri-food scene.
And finally, to our incredible community of Grow mentors. Thank you for sharing your time, knowledge, and passion with the teams over the past 12 weeks. Without you all, this program could not have happened. Before we move into our first set of pitches, we have a short video produced by the Ministry of Sustainability and the Environment to provide some context to the challenges that these Singapore Food Bowl startups are seeking to solve. Let's take a look.
We love our food in Singapore, but when we import 90% of what we eat, climate change can hit us hard. Temperatures soar, oceans heat up, affecting our food supply. Less to buy, less to eat, less food security. That's why we're changing the game by buying from more countries, growing our own here and overseas, so we can all eat better for years to come. Let's game change food security.
That was an invitation to all you game changers in the food and agriculture system. With its ambitious 30 by 30 goal, Singapore is becoming the emerging place to be for agri-food innovation, which is why Grow was planted here, to be the launchpad for startups into the regional and global markets. As a land-scarce city that aspires to produce more locally, much attention is now turning towards urban farming. So, kicking off our pitches, we present to you 3 teams from the urban and advanced farming category. Invertigrow from Australia, Listen Feel from Thailand, and Leaf, also from Australia.
Hi, I'm Ben from Invertigrow. We are an indoor vertical farming company that delivers a one-stop solution through a combination of technology, hardware, and software, revolutionizing indoor farming by enabling modern farmers to grow more with less. Because by 2050, the world's population will reach 10 billion, and global farm production needs to increase by 70% to meet this demand. The world is turning towards more sustainable methods of food production through new technologies. Indoor farming is one that meets a number of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, as well as those of the Singapore 30 by 30 initiative, which will redefine agriculture in our ever-expanding cities. However, this new industry space is not without its issues. Currently, indoor growers face a number of challenges to make their business economics stack up. Choosing the right technology and hardware can take up to 2 years and a payback period of up to 12 years. There are so many other operational issues that they need to think about to be competitive, leaving not a lot of time for them to focus on the core elements of their business, growing and selling. So, what if setting up an indoor farm looked more like this? 6 months to set up, 3 years to payback, flexibility in growing the crops according to market demand, and all your technical headaches looked after, all at a touch of a button, allowing you to focus on your business and a quicker path to profitability. Well, with InvertiGrow, now you can. A fully integrated solution built around the InvertiCube has 4 main components: unique, patented, flexible hardware, a smart tech stack that monitors all the growing, affordable end-to-end monitoring and maintenance services, and modular, because this InvertiCube is just one element of a system at scale. Because we want to see indoor vertical farming move from clunky, labor-intensive, inefficient systems like this to this. The modular InvertiCube quickly converts indoor spaces into highly efficient and scalable farms, making the most of underutilized space in current farming operations, as well as transforming entirely new spaces. In comparison to some large-scale indoor farms, we have a 30% lower OPEX, 4 times lower capital cost, more than 3 times footprint productivity, and when you compare this against high-tech greenhouses, the InvertiGrow system has 50% less capital cost and delivers 13 times the footprint productivity. With a plug-and-play flexible design, our customers can enjoy a wide range of different produce, hassle-free, in the same system, and their customers can enjoy the safest, most nutritious produce all year round. We are currently in the process of running a pilot with a number of customers, including a major retailer, a leading food service group, as well as a farmer diversifying their business. This will lead to $30 million of revenues. To get started, the process is simple. We co-design a customized solution, simple installation, bolting onto existing infrastructure. Growing materials and crop recipes are programmed and ready to go. You can monitor growth via a user-friendly tech platform, and your staff are trained and fully supported. We are looking to expand our customer pilot into Singapore. So if you're interested in being part of the InvertiGrow revolution, either as a new entrant, an existing grower, or as an investor, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Rasalin, the CEO and co-founder of Listenfield. We are the team with a strong desire in helping the farming industry combat uncertainty through data insight. Today, farmers and agribusinesses face uncertainty in their productivity every season, and the effect of climate change is only making things worse. We know of many farms that have lost millions in a single season due to poor production estimation. We have developed a patent analytics platform that quantifies multidimensional data from soil, climate, pathology datasets, and farmer skills. We dispute information into expected yield and risk information. We provide crop health, field performance, farmer performance, and productivity at fields and regional level. The agribusinesses can track insight information in real time via our business intelligence dashboard. The unique feature of our platform is the linkage from farmers and agribusinesses to create trustworthy engagement and transform transparent operations. Today, over 20 co-ops across Thailand with more than 10,000 farmers are on our platform. The platform increased operational efficiency by over 20% from the first year. Our platform have also provided a deep analytic engine via APIs for 5 corporates that cover over 50,000 fields in Japan, Thailand, and India. This makes us the leading full-stack farming platform utilizing satellites, IoT, AI, and APIs to enable farming supply chain. Our goal is to supporting 100,000 farmers next year. Our diversity team of agronomists, climatologists, technologists, and farmers being integrated of combined experience in every aspect of the field. We are currently raising our seed round and are in talks with several strategic investors and VCs, focusing on agritech. If you are an investor in this space and are interested in learning more about us, we would love to connect after that. Once again, we are ListenField. We aim to transform the ASEAN agriculture industry into more profitable and productive industry by providing actionable insight to the farming community. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alex, co-founder and CEO of LIF, stand for Luminescent Light Emitting Agriculture Film. Our mission is to supercharge sunlight for super growth. Through material that we have created, our first product is going to be a film that can be retrofitted inside a greenhouse. This will give growers benefits such as increased yield, accelerated growth, and harvest control. Our first target are going to be growers that growing high-value crops with a payback period for them investing in our technology of less than 2 years. Greenhouses is a big business. At the moment today, it's already covering more than 5 billion meters square of land around the world, and is growing at double-digit year-on-year, especially in places such as Singapore, due to the concern of food security. What we are going to give is the ability to tap on this renewable resources sunlight to increase their yield. And this is how it works. This is a typical natural spectrum of a natural sunlight, and this is what plants want. And that is exactly what our patent-pending technology is going to give growers. And our technology works. We have done trials in 3 different continents, in 4 different crops, such as leafy vegetables and strawberries, with a potential increased yield of up to 40% in the commercial settings. Our technology is highly scalable. To give an illustration, to cover around 7,000 meters square of land, all we need is 1 kilogram of our secret sauce that we are going to produce ourselves. And we have secured manufacturing partner to make the final product globally. Our first target is going to go to the growers directly, supported by local government and university in Australia. In Australia alone, there's already more than 50 growers with an average land size of 3 hectares. Each hectare is going to give us potential revenue of $500,000. And there are thousands of these around the world. We are planning to work with distributors to bring our product to the global market. Our team is founded by 2 Alexes, but very different Alex. One is an expert in dye and the inventors of our technology. And myself, I'm a material expert with also an experience in bringing crop protection product to the global market that's currently generating multi-million-dollar revenue. We've been lucky to be supported by accelerators such as this GROW program, as well as universities and governments in Australia. And today, we are looking for partners and funding to bring greenhouses around the world, as you can see from the satellite image, into LIF houses. I'm Alex from LIF, looking forward to talk to you. Thank you.
I have to say, as a beginner grower myself, I'm so excited about these teams and their products. I actually have a small hydroponic unit in my house here in Singapore where I've grown several rounds of leafy greens and herbs. But even with my limited experience, I can see that the work these teams are doing has huge potential to transform the fresh produce industry. Here to speak on behalf of a company championing nutrition and zero waste are Pierluigi Sigismondi, President of Dole Packaged Foods, and Christian Wiegeler, President of Dole Asia Fresh.
Dole has always been a purpose-led brand. Ever since its inception 169 years ago, it has been committed to communities whilst bringing nutrition to as many consumers in the world as possible. So we have built on that legacy to actually come up with a complete new positioning of the company in the marketplace that is committed to bring nutrition to as many people as possible, as we also take care of the planet and satisfy the needs of our shareholders and our stakeholders along the entire supply chain. We're trying to merge the concept of planet, people, and prosperity in a way that they all don't work against each other, but they are combined in a business model that will bring significant value and make a difference to the world.
So I think there's a very strong connection between Singapore Football and Dole. Our principal purpose is all about providing healthy food solutions for all the population around the world. I think everyone has got a right to nutritious food solutions from the goodness of the earth. And I think the cooperation between Singapore Football and Dole is very much interlinked. So we gave promises to the world beginning of July of this year. And one promise was around food waste, so reducing food waste or waste in general from farm to markets.
We launched the Dole Promise in the middle of the COVID-19 crisis, thinking that we had a role to play to bring good nutrition that is a human right to 1 billion people around the world. And we want to do that as we reformulate our products with zero added sugars, where we can upscale all the losses that we have in our supply chain, converting that into good nutrition, as we get rid of plastics in our entire packaging, in our entire portfolio, so we can become a carbon neutral company by 2030.
So through Singapore Football program, we actually were exposed to a couple of very, very interesting startups. One of them is actually helping to take waste out of dairy and convert it into sustainable packaging. The company is called Mitero, and Singapore Football did an excellent job actually to introduce us to these startups and especially this company. Dole is a very traditional company. It's been there for more than 160 years, and we recognize that if we want to change, we need to look at innovation. And subsequently, we're putting a lot of focus into innovation, both partnering externally, and internally we created a new role which is purely focused on innovation and new ventures.
To make our promise real, we need to partner with startups, development agencies, NGOs, and as many people in civil society as possible. As far as startups is concerned, I'm very excited about the very first interactions we had with them, where we have found alternative eco-friendly materials for our packaging so we can dispose any plastics that we use in our products. There are technologies in the supply chain that will reduce CO2 emissions. I'm excited about AI-led technologies that allow us to better understand consumers and market trends. And companies like CocoPallet in the area of logistics are very exciting to explore, because they certainly provide an additional element of sustainability in our supply chain, which resolves two problems: how to dispose all this material in the environment that usually gets burned and polluted into logistics that can be green, eco-friendly, and sustainable for the long term.
Thank you again, PLS and Christian, for those insights. Shifting gears slightly, next up we have a set of really exciting startups focusing on the massive market opportunity that is the global protein and plant-based food. Tackling the space from both the deep tech, cell ag, and plant-based consumer foods angle, let's welcome Smooch, Organic Tech Holdings, and SingCell to tell us more.
Hi everyone, I'm Kai, co-founder of Smooch. Our aspiration is to craft dairy-free, plant-based desserts that inspire people towards a better world of eating thinking, and living. So, who is she? She cares for social, health, and environmental issues, driving a growing demand for greater consciousness in her consumption. In the food world, she expresses herself as flexitarian. Research shows that 1 in 3 in the UK and US identify as flexitarian, and in Singapore, it's 2 in 5. A huge challenge she faces is the lack of reliable choices and sustainable brands that align and resonate with her values, while not being a burden to her social circles. She often has to shout, in her heart, "Do not desert me." On a macro level, this is an underserved market. The global frozen desserts market is estimated at 169 billion, growing at 5.6% year-on-year. Plant-based desserts currently capture less than 2% of the market share at 2.7 billion, but is growing twice as fast at 10.1%. What you can imagine, we plant imagine. As Smooch, we craft unique, contemporary and grandworthy desserts for the she crowd so that she can enjoy and share her lifestyle with her mainstream circles. Recently trending in Singapore is the burnt cheesecake. Smooch is the only place where you can buy a plant-based burnt cheesecake with no dairy cheese. We are also the first in Asia to use rice milk in crafting our proprietary rice cream. Mid-Feb this year, we launched our concept cafe, Smooch. In less than 6 weeks, the COVID lockdown happened. Crisis in Mandarin is made out of 2 words, 危机, meaning danger and opportunity. Within a week, we went online, and within 2, we had pivoted and piloted our online gifting concept. Investing in in-house core competencies such as R&D, production, design, and marketing gave us the edge in our agile response. Our strength to adapt comes from our sweet team who plays at work. We don't take ourselves too seriously, but we are serious in what we do, which leads us to name our first gift box, Cake It Easy. Starting our first run of 60 gift boxes, we sell out in 6 days. By our 10th run, we sell out 100 boxes in 3 days. Smooch, already profitable within 6 weeks of launch, saw a further 50% increase in revenue post-lockdown, led by new leads generated through the online gifting experience. So, what are our future plans? For stage 1, e-commerce will be our core growth channel. We are launching our gifting website 2.0 in 10 weeks. We plan to reach 100,000 customer experiences and cross 1 million in revenue in 12 months. In stage 2, we aspire to plant in 5 cities in 24 months. To achieve this, if you are a brand owner or advocate who cares about the she customers and has a regional reach, we want to speak with you to co-create unique customer engagements. So, join us in planting our collective future. Thank you.
My name is Anthony Bertini, and I'm the founder and CEO of Organic Technology Holdings. But firstly, a big thank you to ACT Funder and the GROW program. It's been a privilege to be part of it, and OTH has benefited dramatically from its involvement. OTH is a food tech company rapidly evolving into a food company. We have proprietary scalable technologies that create more food without growing more food. The problem's twofold. The world needs 50% more food but has dwindling resources and capacity to add additional food. Food producers want better quality ingredients sourced sustainably and a dramatic reduction in food miles. So, how do you feed 9.5 billion more people? Imagine if you could do that without growing more food. Ironically, 30 to 50% of any animal does not reach your dinner plate, and it's deemed processing waste, which is either rendered into low-value products such as animal meals, or has zero or negative value and is condemned to landfill. The net result is only 50% return on an animal that started out as 100% human grade. But OTH doesn't use the term waste. For us, it's the raw material. The first problem we looked at was chicken feathers. 82% protein, but as a feather meal, its quality is poor, its digestibility is low, its application is limited, and its value is low. However, an OTH chicken feather protein concentrate is multifunctional, 95 to 100% digestible, and 3 times the value. We've created a palette of proteins and lipids from a variety of raw materials, being beef, pork, fish, chicken, shrimp, and squid. And we work closely with our R&D teams from a range of global ingredient companies
such as flavors, pet food, aquafeed companies, processed food, and pharmaceutical groups. OTH now has large-scale feeding trials underway and has an LOI for a number of products from a large flavoring company. The volumes and prices are hard to fathom. Food's big, but the model's simple. OTH partners with animal and marine processing companies in a joint venture structure where the joint venture uses partners' raw materials. Yes, OTH owns the customer. OTH's first joint venture in Australia produces pharmaceutical-grade omega-3 oils and organic fertilizers from squid guts. OTH's first Asian joint venture is in Singapore, a new facility to create human-grade chicken protein concentrate and high-quality chicken oil. This joint venture, New Generation Ingredients, is now expanding into other Southeast Asian countries such as Malaysia and the Philippines. And OTH is in discussions with a number of potential partners across Asia and South America for a number of other verticals. And over the next 3 years, we estimate our revenues will be over $450 million and a profit to OTH in excess of $60 million per annum. And that's just from 3 customers and a very limited product repertoire. Current R&D projects include isolating high-quality plant-based proteins, lipids, and other bioactives from oilseeds, efficiently processing algae, and disrupting the production of collagen. The team's highly specialized and experienced in scientific development and commercialization, and you can find their bios on our website. To date, we've invested close to $7 million into OTH, and we look forward to welcoming like-minded investors and partners across the world willing to be on the right side of history. We need to grow and expand rapidly to make a difference in this world. One way to make a difference is to create more food without growing more food. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Carlos, a co-founder of SyncCell. SyncCell is building a contract manufacturing platform for cell-based meat industry in Singapore. Global processed meat market is close to $1 trillion and meat consumption keeps increasing. Unfortunately, existing meat production methods are no longer sustainable since we are running out of land, we use water and energy ineffectively, cows are one of the biggest greenhouse gas emitters, use of antibiotics causes antimicrobial resistance for us, and we should finally stop torturing animals by cultivating them in inhumane conditions. As a result, alternative meat solutions are emerging, with plant-based meat being one of the early entrants to the market, getting traction with the vegetarian community. However, the big problem with plant-based meat is that in the eyes of regular consumers, it is still not the real meat. And that's where we see the potential of cell-based clean meat to truly replace conventional meat in the future. However, we still need to solve the high production cost problem for cell-based meat. High production costs for clean meat are linked to complex value chain, starting with cell line development, media formulation to grow those cells, complex bioprocessing stage, which includes high-capacity bioreactors, edible microcarriers, and process optimization. Furthermore, vertically integrated meat companies need to formulate a final product and then build a brand and figure out how to sell that product. So we are developing a technology for scalable manufacturing. Our co-founder, Professor Steve O, has spent over the last 15 years in building a patented platform technology to culture stem cells by using microcarriers. Additionally, we are co-developing a new bioreactor design as well as novel edible microcarriers. So we are building a contract manufacturing platform in Singapore to manufacture commercial scale quantities of muscle and fat tissue. Given our technological advantage, our service will be more scalable, cost effective, and will enable our clients to get to the market faster. After launching earlier this year, we got strong interest from our clients with 30,000 revenue generated last quarter and over $100,000 in more revenue in the pipeline. We have ongoing discussions for 4 process development projects and 1 contract manufacturing project. SyncCell was co-founded by an experienced team of individuals. Professor Steve O is a director at Bioprocessing Technology Institute at A-STAR and is the main inventor of our technology. I come to Singsel with over 15 years of experience in food and healthcare, having co-founded another food tech company in London before. Colbert joins us with over 8 years of marketing and operation experience. And we are also being advised by industry experts in cell manufacturing and quality control. We are currently raising a $1.5 million institutional funding round to grow our revenue pipeline and scale manufacturing capacity to 50 liters. We have a live investment process now with available investment presentation, models, and data room open for due diligence. And we have already received first commitments from investors. So please join us on this journey to build a leading cell-based meat manufacturing platform in Asia. Thank you.
UNDP Global Center have been established around 1 year ago, and the objective of the center was to target 3 areas of work. So it's a smart cities and digitalization, it's a digital and sustainable agriculture, and sustainable finance. I think one of the most effective and efficient cooperation that we've established in Singapore is our partnership with the Grow and AgFounder in general. We've been doing several initiatives together, starting with a Cultivate initiative that we started at the Global Center with an idea of supporting, finding the innovative solutions to address challenges in 10 countries around the world. But then, of course, we were invited to join efforts of the Grow and to support that initiative of Foodball. So our role was to engage, to support with the knowledge, to share experience with digital and sustainable agriculture practices, and we're looking forward to expand that cooperation. There are many technologies. In particular, we're living in a times of uncertainty, dynamic change that requires a lot of flexibility and a lot of innovative solutions at the moment. And I think the technologies, in particular technologies of the 4th industrial revolution, digital revolution, is providing a lot of opportunities in agriculture and food sector. Among them, I can mention the precision agriculture, digital farming, and autonomous farming solutions that has the great potential of transforming how we do farming around the world. It has the opportunity to increase productivity, efficiency of the production, make production more sustainable, and food system more resilient. United Nations Development Programme has 2 different ways of doing innovation. The one is more focused on internal processes, and the second one is more focused on supporting transfer of technologies to member states, to the countries where we have offices. And the way that we're doing that is that we have innovation and acceleration labs in some parts of the world. We have country offices that have some projects targeting on introduction of innovation and technologies. And of course, I'd like to highlight the importance of the Global Center. The UNDP Global Center for Technology, Innovation and Sustainable Development is the only one that has the mandate of transfer of the best technologies to all countries around the world.
Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great time so far at our digital demo day. I know we're all here for these amazing teams, but I did want to take a few minutes of your time to talk about the Grow Impact Fund and the work that we're doing with AgFounder. At Grow and AgFounder, we recognize the role that technology can play in transforming the global food system towards a more resilient future. Launched last month, the Grow Impact Fund is AgFounder's 5th fund and is unique in the way that we'll be assessing deals by reference to environmental and social governance metrics, as well as sustainability principles. As a specialist agri-foodtech VC, we believe that demand-driven opportunities in the market make this one of the most attractive technology sectors to invest in over the next decade. At the same time, we feel it is our duty as stewards of capital to direct investment into companies that are delivering not just strong commercial return, but also making a positive impact on society and the environment. While the world adjusts to new realities shaped by the COVID-19 pandemic, we see a strong movement to rethink sustainability practices, business models, and investment priorities. In addition to our usual quarterly portfolio updates, AgFounder will be reporting to our LPs annually on the impact performance of the portfolio by reference to the relevant IRIS Plus catalogue of metrics, measured against the actions prescribed by the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Agri-food-tech investing has come a long way since AgFunder first started business. Consider that in 2015, the sector received barely 3% of total venture capital investment for an industry that employs over 40% of the population and on which we all rely for our daily sustenance. The past few years have seen rapid growth, and I'm excited to report that despite everything that's taken place this year, 2020 is on track to equaling, if not beating, 2019's record year for investment into the sector. But we need more if we are to meet the challenges of tomorrow, in particular, a rising population and the effects of climate change on global food systems. So, on behalf of Grow and AgFunder, thank you once again for tuning in today. Please visit the agfunder.com website where you'll find more information about the Grow Impact Fund, our investment thesis, and subscription process. Invest in the Grow Impact Fund and join us in our mission to grow a more sustainable future.
Now, jumping back to the pitches. For some, sustainability is about reducing how much you consume and use in life. But it can also be about getting more from what you already have. In other words, upcycling waste. Our teams are addressing the problems of food waste and food loss, which, as we know, are big challenges that the world is facing. Mitera from China converts spoiled milk into plastic and fiber, while the CRUST group from Singapore converts food, otherwise discarded, into new consumer products.
Hi, my name is Robert Luo. I am the founder and CEO of Mitera. 40% of the food we produce around the world goes to waste every single year. Amongst that, 128 million tons of milk are being dumped. All these food waste will generate greenhouse gases that will take decades to reduce the effect. Why don't we upcycle all these food waste and create them into packaging solution that can replace plastic? My company Mitera invented a unique technology that turns protein-based food waste into packaging solution to replace plastic. Our extraction and purification machine can apply to any type of protein-based food waste. The protein polymer that we have created from the process can be applied to multiple products. For example, it can be made into the milk fiber that I'm holding up right here, which can be knitted into t-shirts, just like the one I'm wearing, face mask, diaper, fragrance, and packaging film. In fact, this prototype is made from milk waste protein. This can be used to replace plastic packaging. In the past, we have been selling our own fiber to B2B clients. It's 100% biodegradable and it costs cheaper than organic cotton. Right now, we're focusing our technology on reducing the usage of plastic packaging with this protein-based packaging film. This film is home compostable, edible, and has excellent water and oxygen barrier. Our film will cost lesser than other bio-based materials while resembling the performance of traditional plastic packaging. We will continue to cut down the production costs for every new version of our film. We intend to scale up our production by forming joint ventures with different food waste suppliers, not limiting to dairy producers, but also plant-based food suppliers. We partner with brands to innovate sustainable solutions to their supply chain. Maybe one day, our technology can enter people's home for them to turn their own food waste into useful protein polymer. Harada Corporation in Japan has purchased our milk fiber and have made it into apparel line that we're selling in Japan. Now, we're exploring partnership with Dole and Arla to commercialize and continue developing the packaging film, which is an urgent need in the world. Our business model is a combination of hardware plus software. We develop our own protein extraction and purification machine. We also develop the process that turns all these protein into biomaterial that can replace plastic packaging. In the process, we gather all these big data, which we will form a platform that allows other biomaterial companies and biotech companies to join the community. We have a team of serial entrepreneurs. I have started 3 companies with 2 exits, PhD material scientists, chemists, and professors in chemical engineering and technology field. We're currently raising $1.1 million. With this fundraising, we will be able to start supplying our samples in 2021 and to start producing our packaging film at the end of the year, which we project will have a production rate of 5 to 10 tons. In 2022 and going forward, we will reach a scalability production with 100 to 200 tons on an annual basis. We will continue to develop new products from plant-based protein, such as soy and distillate grain. Thanks to our innovative technology, food waste can now be re-engineered to replace plastic. Please join us to build a future where we don't need fossil fuel materials anymore. Thank you.
Do you know how big our food waste problem really is? The figure on this slide shows the food waste in various industries, ranging anywhere from 20 to 45% and in the millions of tons each year. Why the insane figures? Well, the reality is food waste is very hard to manage. My name is Trevin Singh, and I'm the founder and CEO of CRUST Group, and this is where CRUST comes in. CRUST is a Singapore-based food tech startup that valorizes food loss for our corporate and F&B partners. We create fun alternative solutions like CRUST beers and carbonated drinks called Crop, made from food loss. So far, we have managed to save 400 kg of bread to produce about 6,000 liters of crust. So just imagine what we could do when we expand our operations and capacity. In our first month, MBS became our customer, and within 6 months, we formed partnerships with Red Mart, Tiong Bahru Bakery, Edible Garden City, to name a few. We are entering FairPrice Finance soon, and in the upcoming months, we'll be working closely with Salad Stop, Dole, CP Group, and Kellogg's on a proof of concept to valorize their food loss. So why now? Climate change and COVID-19 made us realize that old inefficient ways are no longer feasible, and that now is the time to maximize our resources more efficiently for the benefit of everyone. Also, there's new regulations by NEA whereby from 2024 onwards, businesses that generate large amount of food waste will be required to treat their food waste. So here's how we bring value to our partners. Corporate and F&B chains produce surplus food that's often disposed of. We then come in as an R&D partner to give their waste a new lease of life and deliver value back to them. By partnering with us, they save cost while gaining a co-branded product. On top of that, potential revenue of $6 to $12 per bottle and a story to tell. So our revenue model is as such. We partner with corporates and F&B brands using our sustainable unique label model, which is our SUL model. It involves a 1 to 2 years contract where we charge a setup fee to take on logistics, your R&D, your product development for these companies. We also charge per recipe and per bottle fees, and each contract spends between about $30,000 to $200,000, depending on bottle MOQs. We take a very localized approach when growing into new markets instead of exporting our products. This cuts our carbon emission drastically and forms a more robust business model too. We are already setting up CRUST Japan in November this year and are working with Dole, Kellogg's, and CP Group for proof of concepts in Thailand. Here's our competitors in Singapore, and our key differentiator is that we are very much in the R&D and B2B play, unlike the rest. Our team is very diverse and possesses a vast range of experience from finance to marketing to supply chain and food science. And, we have expanded the team from 3 packs to 10 packs in the last 3 months. And, we all are extremely passionate about creating a more sustainable and circular economy. We are fundraising right now, but have already raised half of the amount we are seeking. Funds will be used to increase our team, to increase our R&D capabilities, and especially for new products and new market. So we invite you to join us on our mission to reduce global food loss. Thank you, and happy to take any questions.
As you may have noticed, our founders come from a range of backgrounds, not just geographically, but also age, nationality, gender, and professional experience. At Grow, we believe deeply in the importance of diversity in bringing different perspectives to the table to solve the complex problems our food system faces.
In fact, that's another big reason why Grow was planted here in Singapore. The diversity of food and culture helps to feed not just our bellies, but our minds. The vibrancy and amount of activity in the food and eggs ecosystem here is exploding. There's so much collaboration and cross-pollination in this space, between corporates, startups, research organizations. So, to give you a bit of perspective on the Singapore scene, we've decided to sit down with some of our partners.
Enterprise Singapore is a leading government agency championing local enterprise and startup ecosystem development. We aim to enable Singapore to become the leading technology hub for urban agriculture and aquaculture, as well as the leading food and nutrition hub in Asia. In recent years, we have been accelerating our efforts to build up a vibrant and thriving agri-food-tech startup ecosystem, with opportunities for all. Through our Startup SG Accelerator program, Enterprise Singapore anchored 5 global agri-food-tech accelerators, including GROW, and 1 local life sciences accelerator to nurture and mentor agri-food-tech startups. Capital is crucial in the foundational years of any startup to bring their innovative ideas into fruition. We have also enabled smart financing through our investment arm, Seeds Capital. To date, we have appointed 7 co-investment partners to catalyze over 90 million Singapore dollars of investments into early-stage agri-food tech startups in order to create disruptive solutions. These early efforts have resulted in a fast-growing and dynamic ecosystem, supporting the growth of promising agri-food tech startups who call Singapore their home. Agri-food tech accelerators, like GROW, play a critical role in nurturing and mentoring promising agri-food tech startups. GROW brings numerous years of experience in supporting startups globally in fundraising, product development, commercialization, and internationalization. The Singapore Football Program is a good example of GROW's ability to uncover demand drivers. The program supports agri-food tech startups to commercialize novel technologies specifically relevant to Singapore's food security and resilience needs, with support from Enterprise Singapore and Dole Packaged Foods. Agri-food tech startups are natural disruptors. Their ability to take risks and experiment in ways that incumbents are unable to offers the food industry an accelerated pathway to innovation.
So Singapore Food Story personally means a lot to me. Having lived here for 9 years, I recognize that there is a need to bring food closer to everyone here in Singapore, and closest means even growing your own food at home.
The Singapore Food Story to me personally is very much about food security and also this model of urban food production. A lot of people don't know anymore where their food is coming from. We have a lot of food that is consumed without knowing what the content is, and bringing back a little bit of this food system into an urban environment will be fantastic.
Singapore itself has built a wonderful water story, but its food story is just right now at the beginning. I think we're seeing a lot of development in the agri-food tech space, and it's a space that will continue to grow and have a lot of opportunities that we're not seeing yet, but I'm excited to see what will happen.
Our company is contributing to the 30 by 30 by engaging with local startups that are producing foods here locally, which are related to upcycled food losses, plant-based ingredients, and AI-related intelligence to understand better how the foods market is all about.
Here at the UNDP Global Centre, we are working very closely with the Singapore government and more specifically the Singapore Food Agency. So one of our flagship initiatives, Cultivate, is a global innovation program where we are looking to identify and transfer technologies and innovations that can solve agriculture challenges for developing countries that UNDP works with.
A-STAR is, together with SFA, the lead agency of the Singapore Food Story. And this one will hopefully contribute significantly to the 30 by 30 goal. So we are trying to put research together to really support and be a pillar of the 30 by 30 goal.
There are many innovations that are very exciting to us. Companies are committed to plant-based ingredients, sourcing from very sustainable sources in Africa or in Asia as well. And we're certainly working with them to reshape our portfolio.
I'm very excited about technology that comes from adjacencies, from technology areas that are normally not linked. We see now a lot of data management, engineering. There are areas that are not traditionally linked with food science and agri-tech that now really pushing into the field, converting the food systems and also how people think about food.
I hope to see technologies that can solve the challenges that farmers in developing countries are still facing today. A lot of smallholder farmers are facing issues of the lack of access to technology, access to finance, markets and credits. So I think the most potential and where I hope to see more developments in is in technologies that are more affordable for smallholder farmers and that are scalable and that can impact them.
In the agtech ecosystem, I would love to see more integrators coming to us with the possibility to bring many startups combined in a way that can help us to solve the many challenges we have in our portfolio, in our supply chain as well.
So my name is Christian Wiegele. I'm the president for Dole Asia Fresh, and I believe in business as a force for good.
I'm Pierluigi Sigismondi, head of the Dole Global Package business, and I believe in the importance of people, planet, and prosperity at the center of every company.
I'm Min Ai. I'm a program analyst at the UNDP Global Center, and I believe that accessibility and affordability are the keys to unlocking the potential of technologies to solve the global food challenge.
My name is Ralf Kreischen. I'm working for A-Star, looking after food and consumer care. And I believe that R&D and innovation will play an integral part in delivering food security for Singapore.
I'm Farida Saad. I'm Deputy Director for Agritech at Enterprise Singapore, and we believe in building a vibrant and thriving startup ecosystem with opportunities for all.
Great to hear from our partners, and it's exciting to think about what's in store for the agri-food tech scene over the next few years. Now, to wrap up our pitches today, we turn our focus to supply chain solutions, from digital traceability to emerging market cold chain and distribution. As you will see, this midstream sector is ripe for transformation. Without further ado, presenting to you Augmentus, CocoPallet, Dimuto, and Fortuna.
Hi, I'm Daryl, co-founder of Augmentus, the world's first full-stack and code-free AI robot programming platform. We live in an incredible time for robotics. From urban farming to supply chain logistics and even smart kitchens, robots are everywhere. But what drives robotics are tens of thousands of highly trained robotic engineers programming countless lines of code just for simple robot movement. And this is an $8 billion industry that costs companies over $150,000 just to program one robotic system. But here's the bigger problem. After you develop and deploy robots, you have to operate them. And current systems are akin to black boxes, where end client operators have no clue on how to reprogram and deploy these robotic systems. And this is a $16 billion problem that costs companies tens to even hundreds of thousands of dollars just to reprogram and redeploy. That is why we built Augmentus. Augmentus enables non-technical users to develop and deploy robotic systems, as well as reprogram and operate them post-deployment. And all this is done on an iPad. Users simply select the different robotic arm brands and equipments that they want, then draw robotic waypoints in the sub-millimeter range while adjusting individual parameters as well as I/O inputs. And after drawing waypoints, our software will automatically generate the most optimized path, taking into account the environment to avoid obstacles as well as collisions. And for the more technically inclined, the user can view the code to edit and verify instantaneously. And before deployment, the user can simulate how the robotic arm will move as well as operate in real time in a real-world simulation environment. And this is particularly useful for safety precautions. And if the user would like to incorporate intelligence in the robotic arm, he can train as well as integrate the AI models, all done on the iPad, code-free, drag-and-drop style. After you develop, it's time to deploy. And as you can tell, the robotic arm is able to move and operate exactly like how it did in the simulated environment on the iPad. And our software works very well for high accuracy and low tolerance applications. As you can see in this video, that mimics that of a welding application. And here is an AI robotic system that has been fully developed using the Augmentus platform. And take note of how the robotic arm dynamically adjusts to human interference. These three applications would normally take weeks for companies to develop, but using the Augmentus platform, it took less than 30 minutes. Augmentus makes money in two ways. Firstly, through a robot developer license that's charged on a per year basis, and a robot operator license that's charged on a per year, per robot basis. We work closely with system integrators as well as hardware manufacturers to enable them to develop and deploy robotic systems 10 times faster at half the cost, and post-deployment, end client operators can easily reprogram and redeploy their fleets of robotic systems, which is particularly useful for high-mix applications. Our clients have already experienced 60% cost reduction and 10 times faster programming across a wide variety of applications, such as AI-based harvesting in urban farms, automated spraying, electronic part inspection, and pipe welding. We have partnerships and projects with some of the world's largest robotic arm manufacturers, such as Nachi, Universal Robots, as well as their end clients. And this is our team of all-stars that have domain expertise in robotics and automation, with experiences from A-Star, System Engineering, IMDA, Citibank, Seagate, NUS, as well as Bumblebee. We are looking to raise a Series A round in Q3 2021, and we're looking for investors in robotics portfolio companies, investors focused in B2B enterprise sales, as well as mentors and advisors with connections to manufacturing companies. We are on a mission to democratize robotic automation, so join us. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dick Remt. I'm 25 years entrepreneur in tech-based companies. I joined CocoPallet as investor and MD in 2019. CocoPallet is a sustainable one-way transport pallet pressed from coconut husk, the hairy part protecting the coconut. We need to replace the 1.7 billion one-way pallets used every year to export goods from Asia to other continents. Used only once, then landfilled or burned. And on the Philippines, coconut farmers are amongst the poorest of poorest, and their situation is getting worse. We buy coconut husks they now throw away or burn, providing them with new income, enabling a better life. Cocoa pallets are a great alternative to wooden pallets. Pallet life costs are about 25% lower. For example, cocoa pallets are nestable, saving 70% on shipping and storage costs. And after use, cocoa pallets can be grinded down and sold as valuable soil improver, a truly attractive proposition. Leading brands understand they will improve their sustainability and their bottom line results. For example, food company Dole is in our cohort of launching customers, and they will test our sample pallets and then pre-order from the factory we intend to build next year. So, where are we now? Between 2016 and 2019, we got to product market fit. We developed a game plan and attracted $1 million. Goal this year is a viable industrial process and launching customers, and then attract another $7.5 million of financing to start and scale a factory in the Philippines. The first $3 million will be used to realize the factory itself and organize the sourcing together with the cooperatives of farmers. The next $2.5 million is used to start the production with 4 presses and organize our customer support. We intend to produce 250,000 pallets in 2022 with revenues of $2.5 million. The final $2 million is to scale to 16 presses by 2026. We plan to break even by 2024. Gross margins are well over 50%, so we can quickly scale from cash flows. And by then, the production should run as clockwork. The factory has become a format that we can replicate for further expansion. Joint ventures help us grow beyond the Philippines and Indonesia and into India. We will cooperate at least 9 or 10 more factories. Impact and financial results will soar. We have the vision and an experienced team to execute the game plan, and I'm confident you'll agree when you meet them. And we'll hit the ground running on the Philippines as well, with many valuable working relations in place. For example, the Philippines Coconut Authority supports us in finding the right factory location and help organize sourcing. we need $2.5 million of equity financing to start and scale our first factory in the Philippines. Expansion is financed from cash flows and joint venture partners, and we intend to enable investors to exit in 2027. So, we'd like to invite you to join us on our quest for real lasting impact, one CocoPallet at a time. Thank you. Kian, I would now welcome your questions.
Hi, my name is Adrian and I'm a founding member of Demoto. Farm gas emissions are increasing and so is food waste. And now COVID-19 is tearing the global food trade apart. The real problem behind these symptoms is the lack of data visibility. And because food traders are data blind, they aren't making enough money, and worse, many are losing money. But we have a solution that is adopted by 10 customers in the past 18 months. It has given them tremendous visibility of their trade, and in some cases reduced their losses by 50% and increased price premiums by 30%. Now, this opportunity is massive and we're just on the tip of the iceberg. The food industry is worth $4 trillion with a serviceable market of $22 billion. With our target is bigger and includes the $1.5 trillion trade finance gap, which is where our next stage of growth lies. More on that later. For now, let me explain how we solve the existing problems regarding the lack of data visibility. Our solution is affordable, deployable, and scalable. We target upstream players such as farmers, packers, and more. To gain visibility, we create digital identities of the produce using QR codes, digitize them using our IoT devices, and visualize the data on our platform. It's super affordable at only 0.5% more cost per container to the user, a small price to pay for up to 50% cost savings on every trade. Now, this 0.5% cost equates to $250 per container in revenues to us, and it gets substantial as many of our customers trade more than 1,000 containers annually. Our solutions are easily deployed. Digital IDs are added onto the existing labels, so it does not change current processes. Our IoT device named Decky can be rapidly flown to our customers. Its plug-and-play model fits into the packing lines with minimal setup and little disruption. All in, we can get this operational in 1 week. We're also poised to scale fast through our partners with industry veterans in the food baskets of the world. In August 2020, we signed a deal with the Jupiter Group, which makes us their exclusive technology provider. We will be deployed in their operations across 11 countries, digitizing a total of $600 million in gross merchandise value by FY21. And despite COVID-19, we've gained great traction. Our revenues are on track. We are also set to digitize approximately $2.6 billion in GMV by FY24. So what's next for us? We started out our journey to digitalize the global food trade because data was either absent or disconnected. Now we've begun analyzing this data to create actionable insights in the supply chain. But we have a greater vision, and that's to capitalize on the data and insights gathered so that we can close that $1.5 trillion trade finance gap with AI-driven financial services. So are you in? We're seeking strategic investors to raise $4 million to take us to that next level. And we'll be spending a bulk of our money on developing core technologies to power our next level and to capture more accounts like the Jupiter Group. Thank you very much, and I hope you can join us as we demystify global trade.
Hi, I'm David, the co-founder and CEO of Fortuna. In a nutshell, Fortuna makes coolers out of coconuts. We're replacing plastic foam insulation with products that are designed to last years, not millennia. So we all know styrofoam, the most common insulated packaging. Well, this is what styrofoam looks like after just a few days of use. Fresh food suppliers waste thousands of dollars a month replacing their broken styrofoam coolers and the spoiled food inside. And this is where all that waste ends up, polluting the land and the sea for generations to come. But not all waste is created equal. Coconut husks are the leftover waste of the coconut meat industry. Billions are burned every year in the Philippines alone. Fortuna's patent-pending design transforms this waste into durable, biodegradable insulation that significantly outperforms styrofoam. Our coolers were co-designed and tested with customers from day one, so we have validated our product in the toughest proving grounds, fish supply chains, and vegetable distribution networks across the Philippines. And impact is built into every cooler that we make. Fortuna coolers reduce the amount of plastic on land and at sea. Upcycling coconut husks turns a waste stream into a profit engine for coconut farmers, and it avoids tons of CO2 emissions from incineration. We also support manufacturing jobs in rural Filipino provinces, where unemployment is at an all-time high. So we have two cooler models. Our supply chain cooler saves our customers money compared to existing products. Our coolers last at least 4 times longer than styrofoam. They cost up to 50% less than hard plastics, and they pack flat when empty for 50% savings on distribution. And our new consumer cooler is designed for the huge, eco-conscious outdoor gear market. Outdoor lovers everywhere want to cut down on their personal plastic consumption, but recreational cooler companies just keep adding plastic to their designs. Our only competition so far is a disposable paper pulp model from Igloo. It got tons of hype, but the reviews aren't great. The market opportunity, though, is enormous for the first company that breaks through. More than 15 million tons of polystyrene are produced and consumed every year, but businesses and consumers alike are searching for an alternative. Our supply chain cooler is already leading the way in Southeast Asia. We're generating revenue, and our waitlist includes some of the largest food suppliers in the region. We're launching our consumer cooler in the US early next year, and we're scaling up right now to lead this inevitable industry-wide evolution. We founded Fortuna as grad students at Stanford University's Design School, and we have a diverse sales and support network across Asia and America. We're aiming to change an enormous, old-fashioned industry, and we hope to do it with your support. If you are a fresh food business excited about cost-saving, sustainable packaging, or you're an early-stage investor who sees the enormous opportunity here that we do, we would love to talk.
And there you have it, the Singapore Food Bowl cohort of 2020.
Thank you very much, V. Josh, that was awesome. We started our pitches this evening hearing about developments in the indoor and urban agriculture space, before moving into the world of alternative proteins and plant-based foods. And then we explored solutions for food waste and upcycling before wrapping up with our supply chain focused teams.
We hope you've enjoyed today's digital demo day and what you've heard has piqued your interest to discover more. As a reminder, you can scan the QR code on the screen or click on the link that you see in the chat now. This will take you to the Digital Demo Day landing page, where you find details on how to communicate directly with the startups for follow-up conversations. You'll also find more information about the teams and a recording from today's pitches.
And of course, a huge thank you again to Dole, our lead sponsor of the Singapore Food Bowl, for partnering with us in the vision of driving impactful change in the regional agri-food system. And to Enterprise Singapore for their support across all our programs, past, present, and future. We also have to thank our incredible program partners and Grow mentors. Thank you for sharing your time, knowledge, and passion with the team over the past 12 weeks.
And last, but certainly not least, a very well-deserved congratulations to all of the startups for your tremendous progress and achievements through the Food Bowl program. Thank you for sharing your entrepreneurial journey with us and for staying the course as we ran you through the challenges, models, pitch practices, and everything else that the team could throw at you. It's been an incredible couple of months with you all, and we can't wait to see how you expand your own chapters within the Singapore food story. To the entrepreneurs tuning in this evening, stay connected with us because you too can write your own chapter in the Singapore food story. From all of us here at Grow, to all of you watching at home, thank you again for joining us. Stay safe and good night.